Hi, everyone. Good to see some familiar faces.
Hello, hello. It looks like everyone is me. Everyone has the name Taryn Rain. Am I the only one seeing that, or are you seeing that too, Laurel?
Yes, so
So
we
I was
can
wondering
invite
what was
everyone.
happening.
Can invite everyone to go ahead and put your own name there if you like, and you're able to. And if you want, you can also put where you're calling in from next to your name.
Hmm. Amazing. We're going to do formal introductions, giving everyone a little bit of time to jump on. But in the meantime, I'm just curious, how's everyone feeling? Would love to hear in the chat what's been going on in your world. Don't know how many of you are into astrology and astrological things, but we're in an intense time. Just normally it's an intense time. It's Scorpio season, and Scorpio is kind of the shadow astrological sign, right? So we're feeling a lot of the like sneaky parts of our subconscious that are coming to the surface that we really don't want to look at. So we're like, ooh, I don't want to see those nasty parts of myself that I don't feel connected with, or we're resisting change during this time. And so Scorpio is really trying to push us into some kind of transformation. And it could be sometimes career related because it's this new moon's in the 10th house. And so that could be career, money, things. It might also just be related to like love energy because Scorpio, you've got some of that like sexy love energy that we can be resisting. And so it might be nudging you towards some change there. But I find that people are really resistant to the change of Scorpio. And so it can kind of feel like a season of like, oh, I know I need to shift things out my life and I don't want to do it. So I'm just feeling like lots of avoidance. And then it's creating like internal drama. So I don't know if anyone is feeling this, like maybe a little hands up here, but I'm like feeling a lot of resistance to doing some major change right now, especially my businesses and my career that like they need to kind of move into some more ease, and I'm like fighting it a lot right now. So on top of like world news and US news and all the other things, you might be having a lot of like internal drama as well. I don't know, Laurel, are you feeling any of that at the moment?
I've been feeling a lot of chaotic swirling energy. Yeah, it feels like there's a lot of intensity at the moment. It kind of feels like we're building up to something, not sure what.
Yeah, yeah,
And
exactly.
for those who are just joining us, you'll notice that your name is set as Taryn. So we'll invite you to go ahead and update it to your name, whatever you prefer to be called. And if you'd like, you can put where you're calling in from next to your name as well.
Yeah, I think another thing I
Awesome.
would love to hear in the chat is like why you're here today. If like there's a reason for why you felt like, ooh, I should sign up for this event, let us know in the chat. We can try to cater to that during the call as well. Mm.
Mhm. I feel you guys.
I'm gonna read some of these out loud for those who are watching the recording and they're not getting like the full chat situation. People are saying, feeling fine, like the chaos and uncertainty is the last week is settling now. So that's great. I'm glad that you're feeling like it's settling. Feeling heavy, tired, wanting to distract myself to escape. This has been me. I'm like, Halloween, great. Every Halloween party I can go to, and I'll just like ignore any of the feelings happening. Election anxiety. Yeah. Yeah.
Hi, Cameron. Launching my business this week from Jared. So stressed, anxious, excited, nervous, dread around the election. Lots happening.
Dean's saying she's here to learn how to control her emotions. Great. We're probably not going to like fully learn how to control our emotions because they're not really controllable. What I'm hoping to teach you today is some tools that you can use that when you're feeling really overwhelmed, you're feeling a lot of anxiety or uncertainty, we can pull these things out of our pocket to kind of like relax in the moment so we can come back to those emotions later. You know, the goal isn't to completely control them, but to just settle in the moment so we can do the things that we need to do so we can give those space at another time, but we will be doing some of that today.
We're going to wait just a few more moments to let a few other people join us. So if you're just joining now, feel free to change your name. So it's your name, and you can put where you're calling in from if you like. And we're asking those who feel called to share in the chat what brings them here tonight. What is it that you've been feeling, experiencing recently?
Nodding along, Sarah. Yeah, so much out of control feels lately. Yeah, I can relate.
Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started. You know, it's different time of the day or the night, depending on where you're calling in from. So I invite you just to settle in, make yourself comfortable. And Taryn's going to go ahead and lead us in a grounding exercise.
Amazing. So we're going to be doing a lot of different exercises today, but I want us to take a moment to just check in with ourselves. So go ahead and close your eyes wherever you're at, and maybe tune into your body for a moment and just see if your body's asking for anything. It might be like, ooh, I would really love to stretch or move around. Eyes closed, just kind of tuning into the body, what kind of stretching movement might need to happen. Maybe rolling the neck and the shoulders. And then finding some stillness. And I see most of us are seated for this call, which is perfect. I want you to bring a lot of awareness right now into your tailbone, into like the heaviest part of your body right now, where your seat is connected to the surface beneath you. And just feel the heaviness of your body there. Feel the support and the connection to maybe the chair or the bed beneath you, holding you up. Just noticing that even in the smallest ways, you are supported right now in this moment. Just letting yourself become present, letting the day kind of shake off. We'll do a little bit more of that. But in this present moment, connected with your root, just ask yourself some simple questions. How's my heart? How's my body? How's my mind? And just really tuning in, answering those questions for yourself as honestly as you can. Beautiful. It's always just great to kind of do a check-in with ourselves at the beginning, and we'll check in again at the end and just see if anything shifts for us throughout this practice. You can allow your eyes to come back, opening to the space. If you feel like sharing, if you feel like dropping in anything that you might have noticed how you're feeling in the chat, I'm going to hand it over to Laurel and she'll tell us a little bit about what's going to go down today.
All right. So we have a full agenda for you all today. When Taryn and I decided to put together this event, really what we wanted to provide was an opportunity for each of you to take a moment to really come back to yourselves, to ground and center yourselves amidst the chaos that's swirling right now. And we want to show you and give you some practices that you can take with you in those moments where things feel out of control or hectic, or where you might feel overwhelmed. You'll have some things that you can use in those moments going forward. Okay, so we have some tools and tips for the conscious mind. We're going to start there. And then we're going to flow into something for the subconscious mind. Okay, so for the second half of the workshop, we'll be doing some hypnosis. When we get to that point, I'll talk a little bit about hypnosis and how it works for anyone who isn't familiar. And then we'll end back here, right? Checking in, seeing what's shifted for us, and giving people a chance to share if they'd like. So that's the agenda in a nutshell. Nothing you need to do except for follow along and participate as you feel called to. I do want to take a moment to introduce myself, and Taryn will introduce herself as well. So for those of you who I don't know, my name is Laurel Van Werkum. I'm a certified well-being coach and hypnotherapist. I'm currently in Medellin, Colombia. And here I work with clients in person and remotely to help them to reprogram their subconscious minds, to reprogram fears, limiting beliefs, or habits that are no longer serving them. And so what a great opportunity to bring that to each of you tonight in one way. And, Taryn and I, we've known each other for 4 years now, just about. And we've supported each other through so much in that time as friends. And we've just recently started working together in this way, bringing together these kinds of events and programs. So very, very excited to collaborate with her and to meet some new people through this tonight as well.
Thanks, Laurel. Hi, for those who don't know me, I see so many new faces. So hello, I'm Taryn Rain. I have been leading yoga and ceremonial work around the world for the last, I've been teaching for 10 years around the world for the last 8 years, which is wild. I feel like I'm aging myself here. And I also do a lot of mindset coaching around more women empowerment and clearing out the anxiety, the fears, but more from a analogical place. I cannot use my brain this morning, you guys, because I'm already just ready for the somatic healing. A lot of the work that I do is more in the mindset. So we're really thinking through things and processing, which, if there's ever a combination that you're looking for in your life that works really well, it's combining hypno with some mindset work and having that brilliant support in your life. So today, what we're going to do is a little bit more of the movement practice that I teach. I teach a lot of yoga, but a lot of the yoga I do is through calming the nervous system and regulating. We're not going to be doing actual yoga, so you don't need a mat or anything, just so you're aware. But we're going to be getting up and moving our bodies a little bit just to drop in and fully be present. So I'm really excited. I've had the pleasure recently to be doing some hypnotherapy with Laurel, and she's incredible. And I was like, I need to get you in front of my audience. So that was part of what led us to this event today. So I'm excited for you guys to see her magic today. So thanks, Laurel.
Thank you.
Amazing. All right. Well, let's start to do a little bit of movement. But before we do that, I am going to tell you a little bit about polyvagal theory and the nervous system. Just a quick refresher if you already know. And for those who don't, I'm just going to walk you through real fast. Laurel, is it possible to give me hosting privilege so I can share my screen? I forgot to think this part through.
Uh,
Amazing.
of course. All set.
Amazing. Okay, great. So who has heard of polyvagal theory before? Maybe just like little hand raise. Great. Or has kind of heard of like the zones of the nervous system, maybe is how you might have heard of it. I'm guessing a lot of you have heard of like your fight, flight, freeze, or fawn response, right? So polyvagal theory is just kind of a way of looking at this fight, flight, freeze response and how we move through it naturally. And we can move through this 10 times in one day, or we can kind of gradually move through this process. So what this looks like is when we're in the green zone, this is when we feel really good. We're really grounded. The way I know that I'm in green zone is I'm present. I'm not really like thinking about the past or the future. I'm really here. I'm with the person in front of me. I'm connected. This really allows us to be open to making new connections and being curious. Is where our creativity really blooms. It's where like a lot of joy and that is found. So I'm sure you guys have experienced this before. We don't usually stay in this zone all the time, and that's okay, right? We have to kind of move through the other spaces because there are good things about fight, flight, and what we also call fawn. This is when we're in an energy of activation, right? We're like charged. And this could be that we're like advocating for things. It doesn't always necessarily need to be bad. We could be like standing up for ourselves, advocating, moving through things, but it's usually a heightened state of arousal. And normally when we're wanting to work on this as far as regulating the nervous system, we're feeling the negative ramifications of it, right? We're feeling like frustration, intensity, anxiety is coming up. For me, I go into fawning mode, which is not listed on this, but what fawning looks like is when I'm like in full people pleasing mode. I'm like, I've abandoned myself completely. Whatever you guys need from me, I'm there. I will do all of those things. Or when that flight, which is like, I'm just going to run away from this. I'm going to quit my job, move to an island, or maybe we're just daydreaming about that. Or maybe not actually doing that. I did, but maybe you're not. And then that top spot is freeze. And this is the space where we're kind of feeling completely shut down. And for a lot of us, this might look more like numbing practices. We might not even really associate with depression or feeling of hopelessness, but it's just like, I find myself mindlessly scrolling Instagram late into the night, or I get hooked on like YouTube channels for way too long, and we just get stuck in this state of like nothing's happening. And so generally when we're going through this process, we've got to kind of fly up and down this polyvagal system. So once I'm in fight or flight zone, I might need to hit a point of like full numbness before I can kind of move back down it. Now, not always. You can kind of go up and down the slide from fight or flight back into social. What we see is that you kind of get stuck in one of these spaces, and what you need to regulate the nervous system is going to be different. And that's why I wanted to introduce this at the beginning, is because if you are up in freeze mode and people are teaching you how to relax your body, relax your nervous system, that is not what you need. You need to be activated. You need to be brought back into the body. You need to be like woken up. Whereas if you're in that fight or flight, yeah, we need to be kind of dropping in and slowing down and finding those moments of stillness. So connecting with that, really recognizing where you might be feeling today. You might be in the green zone and you're just like here and excited to connect, and that's amazing. You might be feeling like I'm totally avoiding life. I'm like feeling really frustrated. I'm scared. I'm panicked about the election or whatever else is happening in your life. That would be that red zone. Or it's like, I don't even know why I'm here. I'm just like numb to it all. And I'm just like, whatever, hopefully this helps. And that's fine. There's no shame in any of these spaces. I'll be honest, I'm usually more in that freeze zone right now. I'm just like, yeah, life's fine. I'm just on YouTube a lot. It's fine. Everything's fine. So we're going to do a little bit of movement. And what I'm first going to start focusing on is if you're in that freeze zone, I want to get a bit of movement happening in the body so we start to activate us. So I don't want to wake you up too much. It's late at night for a lot of you, but we're going to do a little bit of activation movement. And then we're going to start to slow it down and do the more dropping in, deactivation. For those who are in the fight or flight, how do we calm down our nervous system? Trying to give you a ton of information in a very short amount of time. Are we following? Does this feel good? We have some basic knowledge. Great. So what I'm going to invite you to do, and I am going to Laurel, can we highlight me so we're not seeing anyone else's videos for this section? What I'm going to do is invite us to get up and do a little bit of dance movement or whatever kind of movement you want. But if you want to go off camera for this, absolutely fine. I want to make sure that you guys feel really connected to yourself and safe to do whatever you want. But I'm going to play a little bit of music for a short amount of time, and I'm just going to encourage you to move around the space, shake it out, move out the body, kind of enjoy the music, however you want to do that. So there's no right or wrong way to dance, y'all. Just have fun with this and just get in your body for a moment. You guys hear the music.
I'm blowing smoke in the eyes. Here from my throne.
And if you decide to stand up and get up, you might find that shaking things out is moving up the body. Maybe roll around.
Throwing stones from great heights.
Maybe just spin around and get lost.
Here from my throne. I'm blowing smoke in the eyes. White flies don't show. In this kingdom that I roam. In this kingdom that I roam. Falling by you. Don't forget me. Falling by you. In this kingdom that I roam. Falling by you. Don't forget me.
You allow yourself to just play. Be curious about what your body can do. Next.
Shadow dressed in moonlight, redder than bone. I play them like mine. I'm blowing smoke in the eyes. Here from my throne. Throwing stones from great heights. White flags don't show. In this kingdom that I roam. Falling by.
Just notice like what's coming up for you. Are you feeling resistant to the movement? That's okay. Just try to see if you can even just like stand here and just like shake things out. If you're feeling like, oh, maybe I don't even want to stand up. Maybe just wiggle it out. Shake, 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 shake. And then releasing any stagnant energy in the body. That's actually why I love shaking my booty. It's just like, it's everything out, everything out. If you're getting really activated, maybe just slowing it down. Ooh. If you're standing, I'm going to invite you to take your legs a little bit wider. Take your legs a little bit wider than hips. Maybe a little bend in the knees, nice. And we're just going to fold forward gently. Just lay the arms. And all the way down, that's great. But if not, just a little hover and just like release the upper body. There's so much in our shoulders. I'm just trying to like let those go, let those be really fluid. You can also do this seated, like folding over in your chair. Come up to the top. Just go a little side to side here. Just roll into the arms. Ooh, side to side. Coming back to a slower pace as we come to standing. Or if you're in your chair, you can just stay in your chair. Just take a moment here, connect with your breath, slow down the heart rate, close your eyes. Maybe one hand on the belly, one hand on the heart, and just slow down that breath. Can you feel your heartbeat, how alive you are right now?
Siren sounding out, are we going to war? A film of yesterday
Amazing.
on a broken
Amazing. So while you're kind of slowing things down for a moment, I'm going to explain something that I do with a lot of my clients who are dealing with anxiety. So one of the things that we've been told when we have a lot of anxiety is to just breathe, to just like spend some time doing breath work. And that can be helpful. But I find that if you're really activated, we need to kind of move through that energy first, because if we're like just trying to sit down and breathe or meditate, we've got all this static energy in the body. We have a really, really hard time doing that. And that can actually lead to like greater panic attacks. When we can't breathe, we're trying to breathe, we can't. So kind of moving through, even if you just stand up and shake your whole body out. I want you to try something really fast as we slow down for a moment. I want you to try to shake your entire body at one time. See if you can do that. See if you can shake all your arms, all your legs, your head, every single part of your body. Can it be shaking at one time? Can you get it to happen? Really try it. Can every single movement happen at once? Can we do it? Your head, your shoulders, your toes, your fingers, every single piece. Okay, slowing it down, coming back to ourselves. Again, coming back to the breath. So one of the things that I notice is when we're really spiraling, we've got a lot of worry, when we've got a lot of fear happening in the body and in the mind, we've got to kind of short circuit the thought process. One of the ways we do that is by focusing on something that shuts down all the other parts of the brain. By trying to get every single part of your body to shake, first off, it's not really possible to do it all at once, every single body part, but you're really having to think about it. And it short circuits the thought process of all the worries and the fears we're in. That allows you to get into your body at the same time. And then we're able to connect with the breath, right? Then we can start to slow it down. We can start to breathe back into our bodies, back into our being. Okay. I'm going to show you a breath practice that I really love to do. And then we're going to sit down for most of the rest of this. Most of the rest, I think we'll sit down for a lot of the rest of this. So don't you worry, but coming back to the breath. This one is called Breath of Joy. It's one of my favorite moves. And you can do this to calm your nervous system or to activate it. It just depends on how fast you move through the breath, right? So if you're feeling like you're a bit sluggish, you need to wake yourself up, you can move through this very fast. If you're feeling like, okay, I'm really activated, I want to slow down, but you move slowly. So it's called Breath of Joy. I'm gonna stand back a moment. I constantly like adjust my camera for the movement. Okay, so on the inhale, you're gonna reach your hands up overhead. You can do this seated, it just won't work as fun. On the exhale, give yourself a big hug. On the inhale, reach your hands up. On the exhale, bend the knees, drop everything forward, fold. Inhale, coming back up. Exhale, give yourself a hug. So we're gonna do this really slow. The slower you move through this, the more you're kind of calming the nervous system, dropping it down on the exhale. Inhaling up. Exhale, hug. Inhaling up. Exhale, drop. Or you can really move fast through this. And I like a ha out of my mouth. I'm like really releasing that air when I breathe out. So take another minute or so and decide, do I need to be more activated to drop in today, or do I need to be more calm? And decide. You can go through this really fast, or you can go through this nice and slow. Completely up to you. So we're inhaling up, exhale, hug, inhaling up, exhale, forward fold. Okay, great. And coming back to a seat in your own time. You might be feeling really activated, so you might want to stay standing for a little bit and keep moving if that feels really great for you. Perfect. Amazing. So next thing I want to do is just teach you guys a little bit about the lymphatic system. Because oftentimes we carry a lot in our lymphatic system, and just kind of activating it can help us connect with our bodies in a really beautiful way. It can also just be great for beauty and health and all of those things if you're into that, like double bonus. But the reason I really like to connect to the lymphatic system is it slows me down and drops me into my body. And that's really what we want to do before we're doing any kind of deep meditation or hypnosis, is be as present with my body as I can, so I'm not like up in my mind and scattered. So I can really easily fall into hypnosis with Laurel. So what we're going to do is take our hands and we're just going to gently rub on the outside of the nose, just right here. This is really, really, really gentle. So if you've got especially sensitive skin, you're just kind of gliding really soft over the top, nothing intense. It's also really great if you have like sinus issues, you can kind of press into here as well. If that feels like, ooh, my sinuses are messed up, you can kind of gently press into that like soft, squishy spot here. Otherwise, just a little rub. And we're gonna take it to the outsides, kind of like where like a cat likes to have its cheek rubbed on, just right in there. Amazing. And this is also a spot, I'm just gonna have you slow down for a moment and kind of press gently here and roll down. Doing a little bit of a press here when I'm really stressed can feel really nice. A lot of us clench our jaw. So kind of just pressing into this area, giving some awareness here. I don't know if any of you are like, oh my goodness, it feels tight, it feels tense. That's okay. Just might mean that you're pressing your jaw a little bit more than normal. Oh, good. So we want to give her a little love. Or him. You might have a him jaw. I don't know. Great. My other favorite little cat move. We're going to come up underneath the chin and just gently scratch here. Amazing. I'm going to lean one ear to one side. Take your opposite hand and just kind of rub here on the outside. This is going to be really good at helping kind of the drainage from the face down into, there's kind of like a little spout of the lymphatic system here that we're trying to get all this fluid to drain into. Okay, and other side. And I keep meaning to record me walking through the whole lymphatic massage. So what my promise to you guys will be that I will get that to you within the week. So you can do this all the time on your own. And that'll make me do it. So I will get you that this week. Take your opposite hand to the opposite shoulder. And it's kind of just above and below where this bone comes across. You can kind of see which feels better for you. We're just going to rub into this space. You might feel like some heat coming into the body, switching sides, and that's okay. So we're activating things a bit, but don't worry, because it also is going to help us to release and soften. So when Laurel takes over, you guys will relax a little bit more into this. Okay, now we're going to kind of move into the chest. So for ladies, it's like on the breast. Men as well, it's on the breast right above the nipple, and you're just going to kind of rub here. And so this is a bit more of like a gentle circular massage. You can also like rub quickly, but I find that my body is not like that. So just like a quick little gentle massage here. And the other side. And then this is where it gets a little bit weird, you guys. We're gonna lift up. I've got a nice sweaty armpit for you guys. I live in Bali. It's nice and humid here. We're just gonna rub this part underneath our armpit here. Just relaxing everything down. And staying on this side, go ahead and open up this arm, and we're gonna come into this soft spot on the inner elbow and just rub here. Which when I was in a retreat center where I learned how to do this, every morning I'd giggle because I felt like a drug user a little bit. So I always giggle when I do this one. I'm like, where's the veins? All right, moving to the other side. I'm gonna lift up this elbow and just rub here. So one of the most beautiful parts about this practice is we're just giving our body some time and some energy from us, right? We're like giving her a moment, him a moment. We're like, okay, I see you. I'm going to take care of you. I'm going to make sure that we're giving some love. Okay. Coming into the center chest, you're going to take your hands like this. And we're just going to rub back and forth in the middle here. Kind of activating that heart space. See if maybe you can lift your chest open in this, pulling the elbows back as you do it. And then we're going to move into the belly, the same thing. So you can stay seated and we're just going to move here. You might also find that you like it up and down. So just kind of see what feels better for you. Okay. The rest of these, I'm going to show you standing, but you can stay seated, but you can't see me. So you're going to move into like the groin area, which kind of feels weird. It's kind of like where your hip bones connect in. We're just going to rub in here. Great. And then inner thighs, you might just need to spread your legs a little bit while you're seated and just kind of rub here. What I also like about doing this is we're going top to bottom, so we're grounding the body in. We're actually like dropping these fluids down to the body, so our energy is dropping down. Then we're going to come to the backs of the knees. It's a little bit weird, but you can kind of do it seated, just kind of a gentle rub. You can also just do a little circular massage on the back of the knee if that feels better for you. Beautiful. And now we're just going to pat our legs down. So while you're seated, just quick pat. If you feel like going up your body, you can, but really just focusing on the legs, grounding into the feet. And because a lot of you are seated, I also just encourage you to take a moment to really stomp your feet into the earth and just like give an extra grounding moment here. We're kind of stomping the feet down. Great. Go ahead and close your eyes from here. Just noticing if you're feeling any different sensations in the body. I always feel really, really tingly after I do a lymphatic massage. Like my body is really alive and on board with me. Just taking a moment to recognize the breath, just witness its natural rhythm. And while we've slowed down here, I'm going to introduce you to my other really favorite practice for getting dropped into the moment. So keep your eyes closed. This is something that I do a lot when I'm feeling overwhelmed, and it's just the 5 senses check-in. It's a 5 senses meditation. It's really easy, really simple. But think about when you were back in like grade school, you learned about the 5 senses. We're just going to drop into each one of those now. So taking a moment, tune into what you can hear. And sometimes I like to just make a list of all the things in each sense. What are all the things I can hear right now? Computers making a little hum. I can hear some construction nearby. I can hear my breath. Now, what can I smell? So right now I can smell, I've got some copal incense burning. I can also smell my coffee breath. Super cute. Tuning in. What can I taste? Sometimes this can be a little trickier. Just exploring. What can I feel? So like I said, you might still be feeling some things from the movement practice, heat in the body. You might be feeling like a breeze from the fan, the weight of your tailbone in the seat. You can also give yourself some sensation here. Tune in. So you can even run your fingers up your skin, kind of force some sensation play on yourself right now. What can I feel? Great. And then when you're ready, opening the eyes, what can I see? And again, I just like to sometimes inventory as many things as I can, just list it out. Like I can see teas and spices. I'm in my kitchen right now, cutting boards. Beautiful. Doing that, you can even take 1 minute where you give yourself like 10 seconds per sense. It just really connects you in the here and now. It's like I'm fully present. I'm so present that I have all my senses on board. I know what's going on. And just having a list goal instead of having to be like, I'm going to clear my brain. Instead, just telling myself I just need to come up with a list all these things out. It really helps me when I'm feeling overwhelmed, because when I'm feeling overwhelmed, clearing my brain does not feel possible. And it just frustrates me when I can't do it. I don't know if anyone else relates to that. I just get angry that my brain's not on board. So our last thing here before I'm going to hand you over to Laurel for some yummy, yummy hypnotherapy. I'm so excited. Just a couple extra things that I do to regulate my nervous system in a very simple way. And it's really tuning into the ears. So the ears have some kind of magical power. I'm sure there's actual science words to it and I don't know them, but they really just allow you to drop in and find some calm. Kind of like how we love our temples being rubbed on. Same here, but we don't really give enough energy. So what I want you to do is take 2 peace fingers like this. And you're going to plant one finger on the front of your ear and one on the back. And we're just going to gently rub up and down here. And for pressure, it's going to be up to you. So maybe feel into whether you like it a bit deeper or if you really like it soft. Amazing. I do this so much when I'm at my desk and I'm just feeling like the work overload is becoming too much. Just sit here and rub my ears. Or my other favorite, you're going to take one finger and just kind of bring it into the really soft circular part down at the bottom corner of your ear here. And you can just make little circles. You can do both at the same time if you want. But little baby circles. Or for some of you, you might find that a little pinch on the back and a little pull feels really nice. I always say, like, if somebody wanted to take control of me, they just need to grab my ear like this. And I'm like, I'll do whatever you say. This feels so nice. Amazing. Just taking a moment to check in with yourself. How am I feeling? Has anything shifted for me already? And I'm going to hand it over to our beautiful Laurel. Thank you.
Wow, thank you, Taryn. I feel amazing. I don't know about everyone else. it always fascinates me just, what simple things we can do to bring ourselves back into our bodies and into a state of peace when everything feels like chaos and overwhelm and swirly, hectic energy. So thank you for giving us a few tools that we can use going forward. These are all things that we can use at any point throughout the day, right? Starting our day before we go to bed, in those moments where it feels like everything's falling apart. So, okay. So now that everyone is more grounded in their bodies, I'd like to just start by talking a little bit about hypnosis and how it works. Now, there are some misconceptions out there about hypnosis. And I always like to start one of these sessions by addressing those, right? Many people have seen stage hypnosis, or they've seen hypnosis in the media, and that's their familiarity with it. But that said, that's not really what we're doing here today, right? So I'm not going to make you cluck like a chicken. You don't have to worry about any kind of mind control, right? I'm not going to turn you into a puppet. In hypnotherapy, really what we're doing is we're just speaking directly to the subconscious mind, and we're giving it positive, loving affirmations and suggestions so that it can reprogram itself to be more useful and more helpful to us. Okay, so let's go back to early childhood. Now, when we're first born, our minds are fairly blank. Okay, they're almost a blank slate. We're born with some basic survival instincts, but there's really not much there to begin with. Okay, and as a result, our minds are like a sponge, right? It is the job of our subconscious mind to absorb as much as it can about the world around us, taking in all of this information, and using it to keep us alive, to teach us how to belong, how to be in the world, how to find happiness and comfort and ease, right? So we actually spend the first about 8 years of our lives in an almost constant state of hypnosis. And this state is this state of openness that allows our mind to absorb all that information and use it to create programs and patterns and habits and beliefs that are going to teach us how to be and how to get through the world. Okay. Now, of course, our subconscious mind wants to serve us in this way. It wants to absorb and create patterns and strategies that are going to benefit us. However, things change throughout our lives. And also, our mind doesn't always get it right? We're not perfect. It's an incredible instrument that we have here, but it's not a perfect instrument. And so as we go through our life, and our environment changes, or we change and our needs change, sometimes the programming that we have deep within the subconscious needs to change as well. Okay. Now, when it comes to stress or anxiety, right? I know a lot of people out there right now are living in some cases, an almost constant state of stress. The world around us is moving at a very fast pace. There's a lot happening in the world. There's a lot out there that's beyond our control. And, we have these very real needs to take care of on a regular basis. And so sometimes, in order to help us navigate that, our subconscious mind has learned to keep us in a heightened state of stress. And it can be challenging for us to actually take it out of that survival mode, or the fight, flight, or freeze, and bring us back to our normal natural state, which is one of peace and calm. Okay. So we can use hypnosis, and that's what we're going to do today, to bring us back to that. Okay, basically, what I want to do with you today is I want to communicate directly with your subconscious mind, and you're going to be the one communicating. I'll be guiding you, but you're going to be communicating with your own subconscious mind because we're each actually most suggestible to ourselves. Okay, and I want you to basically whisper some sweet nothings to your subconscious. Okay, you're just going to be reprogramming your subconscious mind to remind it of how to access that natural state of peace and calm. Okay, so if you're like so many people and you feel like you're kind of stuck in this heightened state, and you want to be able to bring yourself back down to a place of grounding and center, then this is what that's going to do. Okay, so going forward from today, you can allow your conscious mind to engage in this work through the practices that Taryn gave us. And you can allow your subconscious mind to also be doing that work in the background without your conscious awareness of it, taking with you the journey that we're going to go on today. Okay. So I want to start by saying that there will be many visual elements in the work that we're doing today. Now, I know that not everyone is able to visualize, or some people have a hard time with that. And that's okay if that's you. But just invite you to imagine, okay? Use your imagination, much like you would have as a child, right? As a child, most of us have very vivid, active imagination. And you can bring in your other senses as well, right? So maybe you're not highly visual, but you're very kinesthetic or highly auditory, okay? So I'm going to lead us on a journey, and you can imagine the setting as you would when reading a book, but you can also imagine the sounds and the smells and the feelings, the textures, whatever it might be, okay? Just imagining that you're actually there, making it as real for yourself as you possibly can. So in this moment, in preparation for the hypnosis, I'll just ask everyone to get as comfortable as you can. So I think most people are seated. So if you're seated, you can go ahead and lean back if that feels best for you. If you're in a chair, I recommend that you plant both feet on the ground. Okay. And you'll want to be as comfortable as you can, allowing yourself to fall into a state of deep relaxation. Now, I also want to be conscious of the fact that it is the end of the day for most people, may even be quite late for some. So don't get too comfortable. We don't want anyone falling asleep. Okay. Now, there is this trance state, this place just above the level of sleep that is a highly effective state for hypnosis. But if you fall below that into sleep, you will be falling below consciousness, and not quite able to communicate with the subconscious mind in the same way within that state. Okay. So making yourselves comfortable, I'm just going to guide you. Okay. So I'll invite everyone, keeping your chin where it is, right? So just keeping your face facing forward. And if you're laying down, that might be facing upward. That's perfectly fine. But keeping your chin level, go ahead and look up. So bringing your eyes up in the sockets, almost as if you're trying to see your eyebrows. Okay. Bringing the eyeballs up as high as they can go. And at that level, I'll invite you to find a spot on the wall or on the ceiling, just choosing one spot, and bringing all of your awareness to that spot. I want you to go ahead and memorize that one spot in as much detail as you can. Really taking in all the detail, noticing perhaps the lighting or any shadows, whether there are any marks or textures there on that spot. Imagining that if you were to close your eyes right now, you could hold a perfect image of that spot in your mind's eye. And isn't it interesting that you can live in a place for years and years and not memorize all the spots on the walls and the ceilings? That's okay. In this moment, you can gain an intimate knowledge of that spot, learning to see it more fully, perhaps, than it's ever been seen before. Noticing whether your eyes are starting to grow heavy and tired. Perhaps you're starting to blink more in this moment now. Fighting to keep the eyes open just a little bit longer as you take in the last remaining details of that spot. And when you simply can't keep your eyes open any longer, and you come to a point really wanting to allow the eyes to shut, you can go ahead and let your eyes close. Holding an image of that spot in your mind's eye, if you're able to. And then turning into your breath, noticing your breath in the center of your chest. As you feel your ribs expand and deflate. Tuning into your body, noticing for a moment how it feels after all those exercises and the massage. And isn't it nice to give your body this kind of love? You may notice that in relaxing the body in that way, your mind has also quieted, come to a place of stillness, relaxing into that stillness. And as you do, I'll invite you to start to imagine that you are standing at the top of a grand marble staircase. On either side, there is a metal railing, a banister. The staircase has 20 steps. Your particular staircase may have a landing halfway down. It may be straight. It may be winding. Allow yourself to imagine this staircase in as much detail as you can. And in a moment, You're going to start to make your way down the staircase, knowing that with each step, you can invite yourself to relax even more. So putting your right hand on the handrail, preparing to take your first step with the right foot. Stepping down in 20, inviting in more peace. Stepping again with the left foot on 19. Noticing as you're filled with more calm, more relaxation. You step again on 18. You start to notice a warm glow, as if there's something in the air. Stepping again on 17. You start to notice a weightlessness, almost as if there's a slight thinning of gravity. Noticing it even more on 16. As you step down, your step feels softer, lighter, almost muffled. As you step on 15, you notice the sounds around you seem softer, as if they're slightly dampened. Taking your next step, 14. It feels as if the space is holding you, cradling you in an environment of softness and warmth. You feel it even more as you step again on 13. Enjoying that soft caress of the air, the space. Taking your next step, 13. Start to feel that warmth spread within you. Stepping again on 12. And feel that comfort, that warmth, both inside and out. You may ask yourself, is this feeling radiating from within, coming from my heart? Or is it coming in through the pores of my skin, as if wrapping me in a blanket? Stepping down again on 11. You start to feel a slight warm breeze. And taking the next step, 10, you find your way halfway down the staircase. Taking a moment to pause here, just being aware of how you feel. Before continuing down on 9, feeling the peace the calm grow even stronger. You take your next step. 8. Noticing the slowness, the stillness of your movements even. Take another step at 7, realizing that you're in no hurry. You're enjoying the present moment too much to hurry onward. Stepping again at 6. Enjoying each moment, each move. Next step, 5. At this point, you're almost floating. It's almost as if you're hovering just above the ground. For each of the remaining steps, you'll notice that with each step, you'll drop twice as deep into relaxation and peace. Starting with 4. Bringing in more peace at 3. Floating down another step at 2. Feeling that blanket of warmth. Curl just a little tighter at 1. And taking your final step down to the ground at 0. As you look around you, you become aware of your surroundings. You find, you imagine that you are in a beautiful courtyard. You take a deep breath and you smell fresh air and plants. You hear gentle music in the background. And you see, looking around, much greenery, much foliage, blooming flowers. You're in a lush and welcoming space. You hear water and you notice a fountain. The bubbling trickle of water as it pours from the fountain. As you look beyond and turn to take in the whole space, you notice that the walls are lined with doors. Becoming aware of these doors, you start to find that one door in particular is glowing. It's almost like it's surrounded in a halo. This door is beckoning you. It's calling you in, inviting you to step forward, to move before it. You find yourself moving towards this door, curious, wondering what lies behind it. Of all of the doors, what makes this one special? Why did this one call out to you? You hesitate for a moment, standing before it, allowing your curiosity to swirl. And as you're standing there, observing, taking in the details of this door, the texture, the color, the hardware, the shape, you hear a gentle click, and the door swings gently open. You peek inside, and you find the most comfortable room that you can imagine. This room is filled with cushions and pillows and oversized plush furniture. It's decorated in the style that most appeals to you. You step inside, realizing that this room is yours. It is a home, a reprieve, a place of rest within your mind, a place of your creation, by you, for you. It even smells like your favorite smell. As you take in this room in all of its detail, you find the most comfortable place within the room. You make your way there and sit or lie down. Now, finding yourself in this comfortable spot, I invite you to move your body, make adjustments, do whatever you need to do to sink a little deeper, a little heavier against the cushions, allowing the pillows or the furniture to support the full weight of your body. As you make yourself as comfortable as you can, allow your eyes to drift closed, finding yourself drifting and floating in that place between sleep and wake, not quite falling asleep, but reaching that beautiful trance state where change occurs, where transformation happens. Who knew that you could go into hypnosis within hypnosis? As you find yourself in that deep state of relaxation and peace, you begin to feel yourself lifting up and away from your body, leaving the physical body behind, lifting, rising, drifting and floating higher and higher, up and away, until you find yourself floating amongst the stars, out in the cosmos, beyond this planet, surrounded by stars and planets, in vast darkness as far as the eye can see. And here, floating in space, you feel at peace. You notice the silence, the ease of the weightlessness. You look back down on the earth. You can see our beautiful planet from afar. And seeing it from up above, from up here, you realize how small, how insignificant it all is. In the day-to-day, when we're surrounded by the events, the dramas of our lives, it's so easy to get sucked in, to be overwhelmed, to be ruled by fear. But from this view, this vantage point, we can remember that there's so much more out there. That each and every moment is but one tiny speck on the eternal timeline of existence. And when seen in that way, we can find it's easier to let go. To release, to float, to drift back to a place of peace. As you contemplate that, you start to realize that you are now floating in a warm pool of water. You are supported and held by this vital life source, this clean, pure water that expands beneath you. You are floating gently on its surface, still seeing the stars up above. So you allow yourself to be held by this vital water. You realize that the source of all life is holding you, suspending you in place, keeping you afloat. Water is the key to life. And as you remember that, you can ask yourself, what would bring me more vitality in my day-to-day life? What can I give myself each and every day to help me feel more alive? To bring me back to the things that matter most? What does it mean to be alive? What is life all about? I allow myself to feel more peace, more joy, more love each and every day. You can imagine that those things and anything else that you really want to feel are flowing into your body through this source of water. You are completely and totally bathed in these vital energies, feeling as they not only surround you, but flow through you. And as they do, you find your life source energy returning to you, filling you up with strength, resilience, and hope, bringing you back to your center, your core. And as you feel yourself returning to your center, your core, you start to feel the effects of these energies grounding you. And you find yourself now in this moment returning to your body, feeling as you return to your comfortable place within your room. You start to become aware of your surroundings there. Noticing again that favorite smell, the feelings of the cushions or the furniture beneath you as you stretch and come back to this space. As you find yourself there, you feel so at ease, so at peace. Wouldn't it be amazing if you could take that feeling with you when you leave? And you can. Taking a moment to remember that our minds create our realities. And your mind has created this place, this comfortable room, just for you. What else would you like your mind to create? What beliefs would you like to take with you as you return to the world? Taking a moment to come up with 1, 2, or 3 beliefs that will empower you and serve you in the days and weeks to come. Allowing your subconscious mind to store those beliefs deep down within. Allowing them to bring you strength and steadiness in the moments when you need them most. You stand up and turn back towards the door, finding that it's already open to the courtyard. And as you walk back out to the courtyard, again you hear the gentle music, the trickling of the fountain. You walk up to one of the flowering plants and you pluck a flower, bringing it to your nose, gently smelling it, enjoying its fragrance, and then taking it, keeping it somewhere close as a memento, a reminder of this journey, a reminder that you can come back to this place, these feelings at any point in time, because this beautiful place lives on within you. You return to the base of the staircase. And as you look up the marble steps, you notice that there is a bright light shining from above. Perhaps your feelings, your perceptions have changed. You have a feeling that the place that you're about to return to is not so foreboding or ominous. Rather, it is a place of brightness and hope where you can find and create more vitality, more love, more compassion and joy through your newfound beliefs, your own light, which you shine and share with the world. Stepping first with your right foot on 1. Again with your left foot, 2. With each step, you find a feeling of resilience and strength. Stepping again on 3. Noticing now a feeling of hope, of faith. You continue upward on 4. Finding that center within your core. Stepping up on 5, noticing your life force energy pulsing within you as it propels you up another step on 6. Continuing to feel it shining brighter from within the center of your chest. 7, as you continue upward. 8, locking in all of these newfound feelings and strengths on 9, knowing that you can take all of this strength with you, this peace, this relaxation. 10, finding your way halfway up the staircase, continuing upward at 11, knowing that in these last few steps, you can close off your subconscious mind to all but positive ideas and suggestions as you step again on 12. Continuing upward on 13. Returning in more and more to your physical realm on 14. Becoming aware of the room, any sounds around you. 15. Perhaps bringing some gentle movement to the body. 16. You continue to float upward at 17. Coming back to the here and now. 18. Taking a deep breath at 19. And taking that final step at 20. Allowing your eyes to open. Allowing yourself a stretch, some movement as you return to the space, the room around you, your physical body, finding yourself once again in the here and now. And as you arrive, as you find yourself back within this space, I invite you to check in once again, noticing how you feel within your heart, in your body, and in your mind. Noticing any changes from when we started. If you'd like to share about any shifts, any changes, what you're feeling now, we'll invite you to put a note in the chat, share it with the group. I'll turn it back over to Taryn. Give my voice a rest.
Thank you so much, Laurel. That was beautiful. Thank you. And if you guys are feeling like completely melted and yeah, ready for sleep and hopefully some like good dreams and new energy. We do have a little bit of time, and so if it feels good for you and it feels empowering and you want to share about your experience on the call today, feel free to come off mute and just share if you'd like. If you don't want to type, sometimes I find that that's more work at the end of the call. If you want to come on camera, you can, you don't have to. But just inviting you to kind of reflect back on the journey, maybe noticing what shifted with how you're feeling in your mind, your body, your heart from the start of the call to now. And yeah, if anyone wants to share, we would love it. Okay, seems like everyone's like closed out in the practice, which is beautiful. Just to give you guys some expectations for what to expect from us in the next few days. I will be getting the recording from Laurel, so you guys can come back to this practice at any time. So I'll be sending that out, the same person, Taryn, who's been sending the reminder emails to join. I will send out the recording for you guys. Later this week, I'll also send an email with some additional tools around what I shared today, just so you can come back to them at your own time. Breath of joy, five senses meditation, just some other tools for you guys. And you'll also be hearing from Laurel. I don't know, Laurel, if you're planning to share anything specific with the community this week.
Yeah, you'll each be receiving an email from me, an invitation to join my email list, just to receive updates, promotions, little tidbits about the work that I do. So hope that you'll keep in touch and would love any feedback that you're willing to share about this session as well. We love to hear, just how it hits you. Oftentimes in the moment, you don't know exactly what you've received, right? But so often in the days to follow, we receive more and more from these practices. So we'd love to hear about that, and welcome you to share beyond this session.
Mm. Amazing. We're getting comments saying feeling completely relaxed, feeling much calmer, lighter, and joyous. Oof, beautiful, beautiful. That's what we hope for you, and to carry this onwards, no matter what the coming weeks look like. Just remember that you have these practices. You can return to this recording. You can return to any of the tools that I send this week. You can return to Laurel's hypno session anytime. And that you've already got that connection within yourself. Like Laurel said, you've already tuned in subconsciously. So you can come back to that anytime. So thank you so much. It's been such a pleasure to host you. Laurel, have you got any other final things to share?
No, just no, I would say, remember your practices and maybe make a promise to yourself to revisit these, one of these practices each day, just as a way of playing with them and trying out new things and seeing what works and what helps. And yes, let us know how we can support you in that. Thank you all.
Amazing. Thank you. We'll see you all soon. Bye,
Bye.
everyone.